All right, so I'm in my lamination shop today. I wish it was bigger, but it's not. But I'm going to be laminating the foam stringers and bulkheads that I cut for my 1962 project. So this is going to be a pretty short video. Nothing here is rocket science, but I like to laminate all my stringers and bulkheads outside of the boat on a flat table because it's just a lot easier to cut the glass to fit perfectly so you don't have any waste. Whereas if these were in the boat standing up, there's just a lot of wasted resin that ends up sliding down into the hull of the boat. And it's just way easier and way faster to do it. I can use my resin gun to spray the resin and then lay that on. Then I'll wet this out, let these kick, and then I'll flip them over and do the same thing. So the key here is to make sure that your work table is square. So I took these 2x6s and screwed the plywood down to it to make sure that it's as straight as possible, because you don't want to laminate on some sawhorses and then your stringers or your bulkheads end up sagging. I mean, even if they are, it's not a huge deal. I think a lot of people get a little too crazy with stuff when they're building boats, and especially in a small boat. I mean, the amount of glass and resin and 1708 and whatnot that I'm going to put in this boat is probably going to be way overkill. So there's no need to really get crazy. We're just going to get the resin on here, and I pre-cut all of the pieces. So this is, I'm going to do two 1708 on each side. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have them marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then like I said, I'll just flip them over and do the other side. So I'm going to be using my Phoenix equipment resin gun. So this is the LF1. This is the smallest machine that they make. And this thing has just been a money maker for me. This unit cost me about, I think it was about $6,000 after everything was said and done. But this here has been the tool the last 4 or 5 years that has really helped speed up a lot of the glass work that I do. So we're going to be using that and just a simple roller. And let's get to it. All right, so I just wrapped up the first 2 layers on this side. So everything is pretty good. That went pretty quick. I think it took like 20 minutes to do 2 layers on both sides. But I did make a mistake cutting my glass, and I'm going to have to do something to correct that. So this piece and this piece, these 2 pieces are kind of symmetrical. There's a little notch right here, but it shouldn't be a big deal. But this piece, I actually cut the pieces on the floor all on the same side. So when I flip this over, the piece that I cut is going to be the wrong shape, because when you're using 1708, you always want the shiny side to be up, because the chop strand matte side is going to be the binder side that goes onto the foam. So if I flip it upside down, then the shiny side is going to be the side touching the foam, and you're going to get very poor adhesion. So what I'm going to have to do on this one before I put the glass down is take some 3/4 ounce chop strand mat that I have here, and I'm just going to put down a layer first on the other side, and then when I take the glass, I can put the shiny side down, and the shiny side will stick to the chop strand mat, and then the second layer I can put it upside down as well. It won't be a big deal. Structurally, it won't matter if the glass is this way or this way. It's just that the chop strand mat should always be facing down to your laminate piece.